My name is Joshua Onsongo. Was born in Kisii County. I think we should celebrate Dedan Kimathi because Dedan Kimathi, him being one of the freedom fighters, he liberated Kenyans from the colonial masters. Yes, it has failed terribly because you will find most of these freedom fighters, even the lives they live now is not even pleasing or worth. Because it's like the government forgot about them. And yet, they brought freedom to us. So I think we should be celebrating the Dedan Kimathi and other freedom fighters. No, I'm not a scout, and I've never been one, and I would not wish even to be one.
My name is Nyawira Muriuki. I hail from Madera Sub-County, Gikumbo Village, so I'm a member of Nyeri County. Yes, I'm a former scout. I think comparing Dedan Kimathi and Baden Powell, Dedan Kimathi is my hero. I feel he was African. He resonated with me because he was black and he was fighting against the very British people. And I feel like Baden Powell was a British person who did not, in one way or another, identify with my cause of justice as an African. To a great deal, yes, because most of our forefathers who fought for our independence have been lacking in poverty. Most of them even don't have the land that they probably lost during the course of fighting for independence. In the same line, you find that like in Nyeri County, we only celebrate Dedan Kimathi while there were other people who fought alongside him as well, and we barely recognize them. And even if we look at what maybe the government has done for Dedan Kimathi as a person or in memory of Dedan Kimathi, aside founding the Dedan Kimathi Foundation, which is run by the daughter to the late Dedan Kimathi, I do not think there is much that they have done in his memory. We don't even have a statue for him in Nyeri County per se, like where we can say every Mashujaa Day we can celebrate him as our hero. I think the government has really failed on that. Most of the forefathers that we recall are those who remained in the government, people like the late President Jomo Kenyatta. And of course, we do know that the memory we have for him is in a way blurred.
My name is Laban Willie from Makueni County. Between Dedan Kimathi and Scout Baden Powell, both should be celebrated, I think, but more focus should be put on Dedan Kimathi. His sacrifices and achievements for this country were paramount as compared to those of Baden Powell. He suffered much suffering than Baden Powell for the betterness of this country. Kenyan Scouts celebrate Baden Powell annually. And I think as a nation, we should also celebrate Dedan Kimathi annually. One, he was our own. He fought for this country. His achievements and his endeavors were for this country, Kenya. So it is very important that we also celebrate him annually, just like we do for the Baden Powell. The government has really failed when it comes to the aspect of celebrating our heroes. For example, here we are talking about Dedan Kimathi. Because I don't see any significant celebrations when it comes to the remembrance of our heroes that fought for independence. Because one, it is not Dedan Kimathi alone who fought. The other guys who fought alongside him, we don't even hear about, we don't even know about them. The government just decided not to put them in public or not just to put a lot of focus on them. So we are failing. The government has failed as a government in recognizing the heroes of this country who fought really for independence. And in that note, the government actually took around 40 years to actually acknowledge Mau Mau was a legal movement. Yeah, so I think it has failed according to me. Personally, I'm not a former scout.
My name is Wambui Muriuki from Nyeri County, Madera Sub-County. No, I was not. We need to celebrate Dedan Kimathi. I think it's because of the good work he did in fighting for independence and leading the Mau Mau heroes in fighting for what our country needed to have. Yes, the government has failed because only a few got the perks of what they fought for. So their children, and their posterity only have stories that we read once a while Other than that, then they are forgotten. On our independence, Mashujaa Day celebrations, we don't celebrate them other than that one day in passing. And of course, most times they're celebrated in their counties. It's not even national-wide. Most of them, we don't even have their monuments or records of their good work, other than when historians or those studying history tell us about them. That's when we get shocked, like, oh, there was that person as well who led Mau Mau. The men and women have not been celebrated enough. They're not lauded for what they did like they should be. Yes, we need to celebrate our freedom fighters a lot more often. We need to do activities that keep their legacy going. That should be done, and not just once a while, but a lot of times. Yeah.
My name is David Mwangi. I come from Nyeri County. Yes. For me, I will stand with Baden Powell, because during the functions we have for Scouts, he tends to develop business opportunities to many people. I think the reason is because Kimathi, he's not the only one who fought. They fought as a group. So if they should recognize everyone, maybe they could have such opportunity. But I think there was a day it was just removed. I think Mashujaa Day is to celebrate everyone. For me, I think they are not supporting the Scout founder, Baden Powell. It's that the foundation was established much earlier. So it's the way it's continuing. So if you should establish you as for Kimathi, maybe you could have more power. Yes, I support you in that. I will not support that, but I'll only say they are not supporting the Africans.
Naitwa James Yoreri, son of Wambaire. You are Nyeri County. Dedan Kimathi. I fought for freedom. And sahi tuna live kwa sababu alipigana tena sana, kwa sababu wana celebrate watu wale hawafai. Wazungu walikuwa wana trade black. We should not only celebrate Dedan Kimathi, we should celebrate all heroes who fought for freedom.
I go by the name Karaoke Dirango. Yes, I'm a Scout. As Kenyans, we should celebrate Baden Powell. Yeah, I happen to believe that Baden Powell, if you happen to look it at the dimensions of how advantageous or what all the benefits we gain, I'd rather go with Baden Powell, because when you look at the time we used to celebrate before all these things came, when we used to celebrate Baden Powell, Nyeri town would get a lot of people as tourists, because they were coming to celebrate the iconic leader. Because Baden Powell, it is not a local name; it's an international name, whereby people from Germany, USA, South Africa, they would all come to Nyeri, and because of that, Nyeri had gained a spot in the international map. Sometimes I tend to believe that people try to vindicate the government so much and try to overload them with everything. The government is not anybody's mother, so that they can carry. Wacha kila mtu abebe msalaba yake. We got a very small piece of land. That is why I'm working very hard so that I can buy mine.
It was an interesting topic, and everyone is entitled to his or her own opinion. And I feel majority feel that we should celebrate Dedan Kimathi in place of Baden Powell. I feel our freedom fighters should be upfront, should come first before we think even celebrating foreigners. I'm not against foreign people who have done good work, but I feel like that despite Baden Powell forming the Scout and God guides with her sister, these are less important to African story or African independence. These stories, or the values taught in Scout, were the same values taught in our traditions. So it's not a big deal. Yet, we celebrate other people in place of our freedom fighters like Kimathi and others. We have a monument here in Nyeri County, but it's in Kahiga. It doesn't make sense. We need a monument in town where it makes more sense to us and it will be more valuable. This is a discussion we have started. Let me know what you feel about it. Let me know your view on the comment section. Who do you celebrate between Dedan Kimathi and Baden Powell? I was your host, James Tuanane. Share, like, and comment.